Genetic engineering is becoming a bigger and bigger topic as technology increases. The improvement of technology can lead to bigger advancements in science. As the genetic modifications of our DNA comes into play, many different questions are raised. What are the advantages and disadvantages of genetic engineering? Is it ethical? And what are the current laws surrounding the changing of DNA in humans? First of all, what is genetic engineering? Genetic engineering is the alteration of DNA in the human genome. This is achieved by extracting DNA and cutting it to where the modification will take place. After it is inserted, the altered DNA is placed back into the body where the cell replicates and divides, creating more of that modification. There are no current laws concerning the modification of human genes in the United States. Debate has circulated whether or not there should be laws. The only ban of genetically modified DNA is by the National Institutes of Health. They do not support it and refuse to fund any projects concerning this. I believe that as time goes on, there will definitely be laws because as more people learn about this topic, the more important laws will become. The advantages for genetic engineering are removing harmful genetic diseases from the embryo, increasing the lifespan of humans, and better understanding the genes that make us up. The genetic diseases that an embryo has can be detected so the baby can have a healthy life. The modification of their genes would also mean that all their generations would also have the modified gene, so all generations would be absent of that particular disease. With genetic engineering, the lifespan of humans will also be longer because the human would be more healthier and the effects of old age can be delayed. Our understanding of genes and DNA will be improved because we will be exposed to more of an in-depth study of how our genes are passed down and how they work. There are also several disadvantages that come with this topic. These include leading to an even more problem with population, limiting genetic diversity, and uncertain effects. There are currently 7.6 billion people in the world. Many deaths are caused by the genetic diseases that we carry. This allows for the population to decrease and so a better place to live because there is more food available. If genetic engineering could get rid of these diseases, then less people would die and so it could lead to an even greater problem with population. In this process, genetic diversity would also be limited. If people would be able to pick what traits they would want for their child, then less desirable traits would cease to exist. This would create many similar human beings. Uncertain effects also surround this topic. This is because if the gene is altered, then it may cause a side effect that may be less desirable than the disease that was initially altered. Along with looking at the advantages and the disadvantages, it is also important to look at the ethical side of this topic. Ethical concerns involve the changing of certain traits such as eye color and more athletic traits. The question has arose whether or not humans should tamper with these natural laws of nature. Is it right for us to change these traits just because we find them more attractive? Many people have also considered the thought that maybe their future child wouldn't want to have these traits. For example, having better athletic traits because maybe they do not want to pursue that career. So far, no 100% successful alterations in humans is present yet, but scientists can look to alter different animals to help us learn more about human diseases. One example is of Alzheimer's. Scientists inserted the APP gene into the roundworm. APP gene is found to be associated with Alzheimer's. Since these worms are transparent, scientists can see what happens to the APP genes. This experiment allowed the scientists to see that whatever cell that the APP gene made contact with died as the worm aged. This overall leads to memory loss. This study allows us to see what the APP gene does in our bodies to better understand why Alzheimer's occurs. Although a world full of designer babies is sure to come, it is important to note that it may be in the future. So far, there have been 3 cases of Chinese scientists working with the alteration of genes. Scientists in the US have also started. This July, scientists were able to successfully alter the genes of a few embryos. Although the embryos were only able to survive for a few days, this is the first time in the US where it has been successful. These experiments will continue to grow until we start to see the altered humans living and thriving. Although many ethical issues, advantages, and disadvantages are looked into, I believe that a world of altered humans is going to arrive.